各位记者朋友，大家下午。
Good afternoon, friends from the media. Welcome to the press conference. Now the floor is open.
发言人好，新华社记者提问：20国集团领导人在。
Xinhua News Agency. Leaders of G20 attended the 20th G20 summit in Johannesburg. The summit attracted wide attention amid growing concerns on whether G20 could continue its leading role in global governance. Could you share more information on China's participation? The summit is held under the theme of Solidarity, Equality and Sustainability. Premier Li Qiang attended and addressed the summit. He pointed out that over the past 20 years since the establishment of the G20, members of the group have worked together, tackled challenges and promoted global development and progress, and the key lies in the world's solidarity. Now the world economy faces great challenges. Unilateralism and protectionism run rampant. G20 should look for solutions and bring all parties back onto the right track of solidarity and cooperation. Premier Li Qiang stressed that the world economy is now deeply integrated and no countries can thrive alone. Only openness and cooperation can produce mutual benefit. The G20 should firmly uphold free trade and work for an open world economy. Differences should not be obstacles to solidarity, still less excuses to suppress other countries. Respective legitimate concerns should be addressed through equal-footed consultation. The G20 should take the lead in upholding multilateralism, boost the voice of developing countries and work for a fair and more just international economic and trade order. China stands ready to work with other parties relentlessly in solidarity to take concrete measures to play a bigger role in reforming and improving global governance and promoting economic development so as to create a better and prosperous future. Next one, please. RT. At the recently Fourth Indo-Pacific Ministerial Forum, EU's High Representative Kaja Kallas said that China and Russia are working together to overhaul the global economic and security order. What's China's comment?
On the basis of non-alliance, non-confrontation, and not targeting any third party, China and Russia grow bilateral relations, conduct practical cooperation, and contribute to world peace and development. Next one.
Hello, Reuters. A question.
路透社
About the comments by the Japanese defense minister
日本
the weekend
防卫大臣周末时表示，
deployment of the missile unit to the Yonaguni
将会在与那国岛部署
medium-range surface-to-air missile unit
中程导弹。
deployed Camp Yonaguni
他表示，
to protect the island.
他在与那国岛军事基地部署中程导弹是为了保卫台湾的安全，同时降低出现风险的概率，
Will increase tensions in the region. What's your
并且现在中日在台湾问题上的紧张局势有所加剧，中方对此有何评论？
Japan.
Deployment of offensive weapons in Southwest Islands close to China's Taiwan is a deliberate move that breeds regional tensions and stokes military rivalry. Given Japanese Prime Minister Takaichi's erroneous remarks on Taiwan, this move is extremely dangerous. Neighboring countries and the world should be on high alert. The Potsdam Proclamation explicitly stipulates that Japan should not be permitted to rearm for all. The Japanese constitution, which enshrines pacifism, also established Japan's exclusively defense-oriented policy. It's alarming that in recent years, Japan has drastically readjusted its security and defense policy, increased defense budget year after year, relaxed restrictions on arms exports sought to develop offensive weapons, and planned to abandon its three non-nuclear principles. Japan's right-wing provocateurs are trying every means to break free from the constitution and going further down the wrong path. This year marks the 80th anniversary of the victory of the Chinese People's War of Resistance and restoration of Taiwan. China will never allow Japan's right-wing provocateurs to turn back the wheel of history, never allow external forces to lay their hands on China's Taiwan region, and never allow the resurgence of Japan's militarism. China is resolved and capable of defending territorial sovereignty. Next one, please.
报提问，据报道。
China Daily. The recent concluded COP30 of UNFCCC reached the Belém political package. Countries agreed to work together to accelerate climate action, consider barriers related to the role of trade, and urge developed countries' parties to increase trajectory of their collective provision of climate finance for adaptation to developing countries' parties. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres also issued a statement commending the progress delivered. What's your comment? COP30 of the UNFCCC was concluded in Belém, Brazil on November 22nd. After 2 weeks of strenuous negotiations, parties reached the Belém political package that is positive and balanced, It displayed parties' determination to work in solidarity and cooperation on addressing climate change amid geopolitical turbulence and provide certainty and positive energy to the implementation of the UNFCCC. It needs to be noticed that, heeding the call of developing countries, for the first time, it held a dialogue on climate change related to trade-restrictive unilateral measures within the UNFCCC measures and develop a just transition mechanism. The Chinese government attaches great importance to COP30. President Xi Jinping's special representative, member of Standing Committee of Political Bureau of CP Central Committee, and Vice Premier Ding Xuexiang delivered the Belém Climate Summit. In his speech, he put forward 3 propositions, namely, keep to the right direction, translate climate commitment into action, and deepen openness and cooperation. Setting positive note for COP30, the Chinese delegation actively played a leading role, had full and in-depth participation in negotiations and consultation on various agenda items, contributed China's ideas and plans to the multilateral rules-making on climate, and work for positive outcomes at the conference, striving for the better. An active participant, important contributor, and key leading country in global climate governance, China will work with other parties to fully implement the outcomes of COP30, advance global cooperation on addressing climate change, and jointly build a clean and beautiful world.
NHK 在20国集团峰会上，高市早苗表示没有和李强总理对话，但是他表示对于和中方对话持开放态度，中方对此有个评论。
We hope Japan can take China's concerns seriously, retract the erroneous remarks on Taiwan, and show its sincerity of dialogue with concrete actions. Next one.
北京日报记者提问：近期越南受到多轮
Beijing Daily. Torrential rain and flooding triggered by multiple typhoons have hit Vietnam, causing casualties and loss of property. What's China's comment? Are there any Chinese casualties? Will China assist Vietnam in disaster relief? We noted that typhoons and flooding have recently caused casualties and loss of property in some parts of Vietnam. In the spirit of humanity and friendship with the Vietnamese people, China will provide Vietnam with assistance in cash. We believe on the leadership of the Vietnamese party and government, those affected will recover from the disaster and rebuild their homes. From what we have learned, there has been no Chinese casualties so far. Next one, please. Any more questions?
Thank you. Another question from NHK.
NHK 据日媒昨天报道，中方拒绝了日本提议在明年1月召开中日韩首脑会议的提议，中方对此有何评论？
The 3 parties have not yet reached any consensus on the scheduled time of the meeting. Recently, Japanese leader uttered erroneous remarks on Taiwan question, poison the basis and atmosphere of China-Japan ROK cooperation, so the condition for the meeting is not ready yet.
下一个问题。
Next one.
还有其他问题吗？
谢谢发言人。总台中国之声记者提问：据报道，针对中方就日本首相高市早苗涉台错误言论致函联合国秘书长，
It is reported that China is sending a letter to UN Secretary General on Japanese Prime Minister's erroneous remarks on Taiwan. The Japanese government spokesperson said to a reporter on the set lines of G20 that China's claim that Prime Minister had altered Japan's position on the Taiwan crisis is entirely baseless. The spokesperson said Japan had repeatedly explained to the Chinese side the gist of the remarks and Japan's consistent position. What's your comment? China has made its serious position clear several times on Japanese Prime Minister's erroneous remarks on Taiwan. The remarks seriously violate the spirit of the full political document between China and Japan and caused fundamental challenge to the political foundation of China-Japan relations. We've noted the Japanese side reference to Japan's consistent position on the Taiwan question, but what exactly do they mean by the so-called consistent position? Can Japan articulate this consistent position in its entirety to the public? If Japan merely keeps repeating that its position has not changed without specifying what the position is, and meanwhile keeps crossing the line, then this kind of repetition means nothing but empty words and simply fudges and hollows out the One China principle. The One China principle is an unshakable prevailing consensus in the international community. If there has truly been no change to the Japanese government's position on the question, Japan should unequivocally uphold the One China principle and abide by the spirit of the full political document between the two countries and honor the commitments Japan has made, including what has been stated in the Sino-Japanese joint statement that the government of Japan recognizes the government of the PRC as the sole legal government of China, and the government of the PRC reiterates that Taiwan is an inalienable part of the territory of the People's Republic of China. The government of Japan fully understands and respects the stand of the government of the PRC, and it firmly maintains its stand on the Article 8 of the Potsdam Proclamation. Why can't Japan fully and accurately reiterate this position? China urges Japan to take seriously what it has been heard from China, do seriously soul-searching and correct its wrongdoing, act to honor its commitment to China, and stop pursuing the misguided course, still less say one thing but do another.
下一个问题。
Next one, please.
还有其他问题吗？
Any other questions? This is the end of today's press conference. Thank you.